Hello, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining in for today's webinar. At Preparedness, our vision is to develop tools that help small businesses move forward in the business. And that's why I decided to conduct this webinar to talk about how small businesses can survive and thrive during COVID-19 outbreak, to learn from businesses that are doing well, to get inspiration and learn about what they're doing, which they can implement on their business as well. So our agenda for today is we'll learn about what other stores are doing right now, safety precautions they are taking, what promotion they have in their stores, how RepairLift and Preparedness can help them, where do we see the industry in next 2 to 3 years, and then we'll take some questions from the audience. Would love to introduce our panelists as well. So we got Tim from Dr. PhoneFix, and we got Corey, Josh, Alex, and Brandon. Would be great if you guys can give a 30-second intro. I know you need a lot of time, but let's stick it to 30 seconds for now.
Yeah. Sure, I can go first. Hey, I'm Corey. I'm one of the founders of RepairLift. We're a marketing agency dedicated to helping drive leads to repair shops, both online and offline. And we also help with lead systems as well. So how to centralize those leads, how to take full advantage of that. And I think this would be a good opportunity to pass off to Alex because my partner in RepairLift is also Alex's partner in Computer Repair Doctor.
Yeah, hi. I'm Alex Garvin I own Computer Repair Doctor Cleveland. There are, like Corey said, Matt, our partner, owns the other 6 computer repair doctors. But yeah, we are, basically a fix-all company. The name might be Computer Repair Doctor, but there's really nothing that we don't repair.
All right, I'll go. I'm Brandon from Extreme Wireless in Lakeland. We've been open about 4 years. We do pretty much everything except for computers. So that's something that we are getting to buy, sell, repair, unlock, even finance devices. So yeah.
Well, my name's Josh. I own Dropped Mobile. I'm the president. I only have 1 store currently, looking to expand and scale. We repair phones, repair MacBooks, pretty much anything we can get our hands on as far as repairs. Anything that's microsolder is unfortunately sent off currently, but we also have a huge presence in the retail market. So we stock iPhones, MacBooks, watches, stuff like that.
What's going on, guys? My name's Tim. I own Dr. PhoneFix. Got 40 locations. We're a franchise company based out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Been in the industry about 14 years. We also wholesale accessories on 441 Cell. That's our partner company as well. And just looking to network and see if I can help any of the guys here, and if they can help us and kind of work together.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, everyone, for the introduction. So let's start with the first question. I would like Alex and Brandon to share their thoughts on how did COVID-19 hit their business, and how are you managing the business during this time?
Brandon, you want to go ahead?
Yeah. Honestly, we're pretty lucky that the COVID-19 didn't really hit our stores as hard as we expected. At first, we were just, wondering, are we essential? What makes us essential? Luckily, since we do activations, our track phone, they sent us a letter, and luckily we were able to, put up the letter and show that we are essential. Some things that we did to manage the business is I was only working 1 employee at a time, just so that they could get their full hours. But yeah, we were pretty lucky with, during this process, we didn't really see a huge decline in business.
So for us, COVID-19 was a strange moment. We actually, it was kind of a boom for us. This store is located within 5 miles of 4 colleges, 3 hospitals, some high schools. So our immediate, customer base, while they were heavily affected, all the students working from home, all the, you know, kids now learning from home, the hospitals, the nurses and everybody still going to work, our business picked up really, really quickly. And we were a 2-man store at the beginning of this. We're now a 3-man store. We had to bring somebody on just to really help with the talking to customers. That was the big thing. We were getting pulled away from people walking in, that we had to, you know, bring somebody in to help just deal with the customer service aspect. I would say the biggest thing, not only with the repairs going up, but device sales were huge. Everybody working from home, learning from home. They now needed these things for their kids to be on all day, you know, while they're learning or conferencing. People who are currently in an office now needed, you know, a webcam or a computer with webcam capabilities. So we saw a bit of a boom, and we're still riding it out right now. We're still keeping busy and trying to keep our neighborhood connected, really.
Yeah,
I'm glad that the situation. Yeah,
I can
please go
say
ahead.
that yeah, our device sales, and then just like tablet repairs, iPad repairs were huge.
I've done so many iPads this week. It's
yeah,
ridiculous.
so because a lot of people needed iPads for school, we've seen a lot of phone sales. So it was a huge increase in business. So I think it's important for people to realize that device sales is where, you know, things are going. And a lot of these companies that are just repair based, you know, it would really help for them to convert over to cover all those aspects. So that's something that, you know, we've seen during this the virus.
Great. So which brings me to my next question. So obviously with COVID-19, you had to take certain safety protocols in place. So Alex, Brendan, or anyone who wants to jump in, what safety precautions did you take?
So we jumped on it really quickly. There was actually a movement in the Facebook groups of people getting on the local news early when the pandemic was hitting China, and we jumped on that, kind of warning everybody, you know, that there might be a shortage of parts. And at that same time,
and you got a good backlink there.
Yeah, and we got a good backlink out of it. Yeah, but at that same time, we started to take precautions of getting things we knew we might need in case it came over. So we got, you know, gloves and masks and everything that we would need. When it finally hit, when the shutdown happened and we stayed open, we immediately put that, you know, spit guard divider in our lobby. We, you know, I'm part of a BNI group, and we have a printer in our group who printed me floor decals that, you know, you see in the grocery stores now that tell people to wait here until a technician talks to you. We set that up. We have the air purifiers always going just to collect dust, but, you know, they hopefully help with whatever's going on right now. But yeah, we took a lot. We sanitize everything as it comes in. We sanitize it when they come to pick it up in front of them. You know, it gives that customer the compliments we get from customers that are like, we appreciate you taking the precautions for us. And really, we're taking the precautions for ourselves as well. I want to keep all of my employees as healthy as they can be so we can stay open and keep running.
So, I mean, what we did at Drop Mobile, as soon as you walked in the door on the front, you know, we put a sign that says, you know, although it is not required, it is recommended to wear a mask. All devices, you know, we quarantine the device. We actually bought a phone sterilizer from Enjoy Gadgets. You know, as soon as it came in, when this first happened, we started, you know, spraying the phones down with disinfectant. We, you know, just made the customer feel at home as much as possible. But I feel like you can't say, hey, you know, we require a mask, because then you're going to turn down this customer that doesn't want to wear a mask, even though, I don't know, it's kind of a hard point to hit, you know. But yeah, regardless, we you know, we wear a mask in the store, sanitize, phone sterilizer, and then quarantine each device to make sure that they know, hey, this device is separate from this other device that came in. They didn't never touch pass. So.
Do you face any problem people following the instructions? I mean, do people adhere to the instructions, or do they create a scene?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of customers, they, you know, it's a new process completely to everybody. So I feel like, you know, the 6 foot rule didn't apply to a lot of people. Even though we have markers in the store for that specific reason, it was just a new process for everybody. I feel, it's hard to follow, I guess.
Mhm. Okay.
For us, I think people actually did a good job of following it. They're hesitant because they're still learning how to go about this new way. But like in the beginning, we only let one person in the store at a time. People would still walk in, they wouldn't read the sign, and we would, say, hey, can you just wait outside for a moment? Some people kind of looked at you strange, but now we let 2 people inside, but we still try to limit it. And for the most part, people might be a little hesitant, but it's our store, it's our safety precautions. We're putting those rules in place, and we haven't had anybody upset with us, I would say.
Okay, which is good for you. Which brings me to my, next question. So when the pandemic happened, obviously you were around the school, Alex, and you were fortunate enough because the 4 universities were closing. And but what about others? I mean, did you guys offer any sales or promotion during this downtime to attract buyers, or what kind of products you were selling?
We didn't actually do any specific sales. We had our same promotions that had always been going on that we kept up, which is like $10 off new customers, $10 off multiple services. But we didn't actually have any specific sales. We just tried to adjust to the neighborhood's needs. So we normally carry more mid-range, high-end laptops to sell, and we realized everybody just lost their job, so we got a lot of low-end, entry-level machines, at the $100, $150 range, so that we can get something in somebody's hands for them to use. Not everybody needs the $400 or $500 laptop. So I think that was the biggest shift, was placating towards everybody just lost their jobs. They need to save money, but still be able to do something to apply for jobs online. So we just brought in lower-end devices that we could still stand behind.
Yeah, and I can add something here as well, because one of the things that we saw, like, did anybody on here do anything with masks?
I tried.
Yeah.
What did you try to do, and how did it work out?
I tried to order from China, and they're still stuck. Actually,
They
they never.
held them.
Yeah. So I'm getting a refund, but what I was planning on doing actually was I was planning on selling the mask for, I had like $1.23 in each mask for whatever they were. And I was planning on selling for $3.99, and any proceeds I was actually going to help local families, like, with gift cards to like people actually in need. I didn't want to make any money on it because I didn't want to look like that guy. I wanted to give all the money back to the community. Yeah.
And that's what, a lot of our clients did, is they utilize masks. And just in general, something that's really important to me, like, I put up ads, man, and guys in the industry roast me all the time. Why would you give some away for free? You know what I mean? Like, dude, it's a lead magnet. It gets people to the store. So for instance, I have a buddy who sells masks, right? KN95 masks. He bought a bunch of surgical masks and went and donated like 15,000 of them to a homeless shelter. Okay, so it cost him a bunch of money to do that. You know what I mean? It cost him probably like $7 or $8 grand at least to do that, right? Because these things are inflated. Right. He instantly got on 2 news stations, and then he sold like another couple 100,000 masks. You know what I mean? Like, and it just makes sense. Like, I'm actually running this promotion next week for a store that I am involved with here in Canada, and we are just giving away free masks, dude. I'm giving away free masks with every purchase next week, and I am calling the local news station and telling them to write a piece on it. I think they'll do it. You know what I mean? They might not, but it depends. Like, a lot of the times the press is a really good source to use because they have nothing to write about. Like, a lot of times they got nothing, dude. Like, so if you can come in and give them something, sure. You know what I mean? Why not? And there's so many news channels,
You're right. You're right, Gary, because I believe if you're running a business, and you should find any ways to market your business. And obviously, in some ways, marketing costs money. But let's say if you can also do social, I mean, it comes under social corporate responsibility as well, where you're doing something for society, and at the same time, you're making money. So
Yeah.
you have to find a fit. So which brings me to next one of the most important question for today.
Hey, before you do, I just want to
Yeah.
add a quick plug to Repair Desk there too. Is I have, and that's why this is so important, because I have another customer who bought 5,000 masks and he wanted to sell them. He didn't want to give them away. Facebook blocked ads for it, right? But he knew he could advertise on Google. By the time he got them, Google ads were blocked. Well, guess what? He uses Repair Desk and he has an 11,000 person email list, right? Boom, we blast an email. They're all gone by the end of the day. You know, and there's a lot, and I say that like it seems obvious probably to a lot of people on this panel, but you would be surprised the number of people I talk to a day who are doing big numbers, like 50,000, 60,000, 80,000 a month out of one store, writing customer orders down on a piece of paper. You know what I mean? You just got all those customers, and then if you like, a lot of people don't track that information. So if you're watching this and you don't use, one of these POS systems here, use Repair Desk and start building that. Building that list, because that's just a free way. You've already bought the data one way or another, whether you've paid to get them in your store or to call or whatever, you have paid for it, whether it's rent or marketing costs. So it's good to keep all of that stuff and nurture it and use it as an asset.
Thank you so much, Frank. Corey. So that brings me to my next question, which I feel a lot of repair stores are doing wrong. And I would love if everyone can chip in, which is, how important do you think is to have multiple revenue stream, and what items are selling the most during COVID-19?
Yeah, I'll go first on this one. So I really feel like your phone sales, if you do a phone repair, you already have the customer in the store. More than likely, if their phone is unrepairable, they're going to buy a new phone. And if you're not going to supply the phone, they're going to go somewhere else, right? So why not have phone sales? Why not have every iPhone in stock? Try to keep every iPhone possible in stock. You just want to unlock GSM, unlock CDMA, whatever the case may be. Also, when you bring something new into the store, I think me and Corey touched on this earlier. Like, I just started on MacBooks. If I bring MacBooks into the store, nobody knows I have MacBooks in the store unless I let them know some way, somehow. They might come into the store and see it. If I want to market it, on Facebook, Google, you just have to get it out to the customer to let them know, hey, we have this in the store. Otherwise, you just don't sell it, right?
Yeah, yeah. And a good example of that is I'm actually going to show you guys later on in here, like the back end of one of our client accounts. I've redacted some information. And just like Josh said, MacBook, I have a new client who was doing about 1 to 2 MacBooks a week, just organically. And we just started running a Google Ads campaign for computer repair, specifically MacBook repair. And I called him this morning and I asked him how it's going. He's like, oh, well, it's increased a bit. Like it's uptake, nothing crazy. I'm like, well, how much? He's like, well, we've done about 6 MacBooks in the last 4 days. I'm like, so you tripled your MacBook business in less than a week? And it's on a lot of the times it's that simple. And I don't want to get too in detailed right now, but ultimately it comes down to your search visibility. Everybody on here probably has good SEO one way or another. I don't know about everyone's business. I know for sure Alex does, because when something like this happens and people aren't leaving their house, they're not driving by you anymore. You know what I mean? When they need you, they're going to search for you. And that's why you see half of the industry is in a place where, just like a lot of guys on this call, you're slammed. You've been having the biggest month. Somebody in the panel, in the questions, even put that too. The biggest month ever. And then you also goes to other guys who are like, man, since COVID, it's so slow. I'm like, how? Rogers is closed, Bell's closed, Verizon's closed, like everybody's closed, Apple's closed. You're literally the only guy in town. So the only way that you're losing right now is if you don't have good search visibility.
Yeah. Something that I don't think that we've touched on is I don't know if anyone does like movie services and cable services. That's something that really boomed because everyone was home. We sell Android boxes and people have Fire Sticks, things like that. We're getting $25 a month. I mean, doesn't seem like a lot, but when someone pays a year in advance, or we have 1,000 customers per month paying on this service, when they're home, so they're buying this stuff because they have nothing else to do. So that is something that we've seen a huge amount of customers getting into. And as Corey said, with the Repair Desk, we blasted all of our customers, 3,000 people, with, with all our sales and stuff. And we've seen a lot of people coming in for these things that they never even knew we offered. So, most customers, they know that you sell phones, they know that you repair phones, but these things, these services that you offer that are outside the typical thing, we really have to, learn to market it. So.
Yeah, you're right. And glad you mentioned about the IPTV service. I believe that's one of the areas where a lot of repair store owners can make money. And we are also working on recurring billing as well, which will allow you to automate that process. So we are looking forward to launch this during next month. So you guys have already talked about, how RepairDesk is helping you, but if anyone wants to chime in, I would love to take feedback.
Okay. RepairDesk
gave me this awesome webinar platform opportunity to help out.
Yeah. I think honestly, with the RepairDesk Pay, something that we've seen with my current customers is everyone's like happy that you're the only thing that's open. So, my employees have been getting tips and tips and tips. And generally we didn't see this, it was still new. RepairDesk is still new to us, but one of my employees, he was getting, $50 to $80 in tips in one day. And that was just something extra on top of their pay that they've seen. And, it helps drive them. It helps them push them to, to give better customer service as well. So that's something that we really liked about RepairDesk Pay. So.
Yeah, we switched to RepairDesk right as this pandemic happened, so it was a crazy learning curve and very fast learning curve. But honestly, the online invoice pay has been huge. We're doing a lot of customers paying online from their car. We drop it off into their trunk of their car. But yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, RepairDesk has given us a lot of things. With the payment, when we first did our social distancing, we had our RepairDesk Pay terminal right at the door with a table, separated from us. So that was nice. So they could see what they were, on the screen, what they were agreeing to, what they're paying for. That was really helpful. Yeah, I mean, the switch to RepairDesk came at a pretty crazy time for us, but it worked out really well.
And you switched from a custom POS system too. I think that's important.
Yes.
It was built for your business, and you still went to RepairDesk. And I think one of those reasons too, and Usman, I got to give it to you because your group is pretty active and you guys are always posting, asking for feedback. And that's another thing a lot of guys should do is ask for feedback, man, because that's how you learn where your holes are and your problems, right? So, yeah, man, awesome.
I think Usman, when I first started with Usman and then, the RepairDesk in general, it was really good then, but, over the last 6 months, you became really, really hungry, man. And it's really, the work's showing, man. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
So
I thank you so much. I believe the credit goes to the entire team. It's just about staying close to the customer, learning about what their needs are, and just adding that to the platform, which has really helped us. So I'm really excited about our next question because this is related to the marketing. So Corey, finally over to you. How important do you think is having an online presence, and what services RepairLift offers, and how you are helping repair stores during these uncertain times? So what I'm going to do, I will stop my screen sharing. Would you like to share something?
Yeah, let me share it. I got to just do some stuff on the back end here, but I can just quickly mention that I'm going to just go into best practices today. All right. So if you want to work with RepairLift, I think it's a great idea. Feel free to reach out. But I am going to just give you guys some general insights on things that have helped our clients and things we've done. So the first thing is this instant price quoting widget that we have. Okay. One really awesome way to increase your lead flow is to just increase your conversion rate, right? Like you're getting 100 visitors a day per se. Like I'm just going to make that number up. Let's say you're getting 100 visitors a day. If you're getting like 10 leads out of that, a lot of people aren't even tracking it, but if you're getting 10 leads out of that, then you have a 10% conversion ratio. By just making your site better and your customer experience better, if you can go up to 15%, you've just added 50% more leads, and it doesn't cost you any more ongoing money. You know what I mean? You're just utilizing your traffic. So that's why we built this instant price quoting widget. So Alex, I know you use it, so let me just use you for this. What phone are you using right now?
The Note 10 Plus.
Okay, so let's see if we got that in here. Samsung Galaxy Note. Oh, okay. We haven't updated the demo version yet.
So I think on mine,
on Computer Repair, on the live ones, it's updated, but this is just on our website. So let's just go.
yeah, actually, I don't even have Note 10 on there. But so what he's talking about is a really cool tool, and it just works from an Excel spreadsheet. It pulls all the information from an Excel spreadsheet that I have control over. I can edit, and just by the trigger. So like for Note 10, if it's not on there, it's going to automatically tell the customer like, hey, we don't have a price for it right now. It varies. Stop at any time. We'll give you an exact cost or call. But that'll also come through and trigger a notification for us.
So and as you can see, I just submitted that and I got this quote already. You know what I mean? Like, and I think what Alex had mentioned earlier before we got on this as well is that it helps you, because I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that. Can you? It might zone in. No, okay. Anyway, there it is. It's Computer Repair Doctor with the cost, the screen, the message, the hours, location. It instantly does that, and that can all be changed in here. So like what Alex was saying, if you have no price, it'll just pull a no price message. So you can change all your messaging in here. That'll prove, unfortunately, we need more details. Change it to whatever you want. You want people to book, throw a link in there. It's really, really easy. But most importantly is if I come down here, look at this. I'm already in here. So this automatically sends you an email directly and includes this in the email so you know what the customer sees, right? But I think one thing that's really cool that Matt's been able to do, Alex, and I don't know if you've utilized this yet or not, and it actually was probably with you, but I know Matt integrated this with Repair Desk. I think it's a little bit clunky right now.
Yeah, we're working on it right now.
Yeah, so it can create a contact for you in Repair Desk when somebody submits this instant quote on your site, correct?
Correct. Yeah, it goes into Repair Desk. The way it goes in is a little janky, but it's working. Just we're trying to fine tune it. He's trying to fine tune it. I'm not.
Yeah.
Corey, does that go in like, okay, so
that goes into the leads.
Can you do instead of the instant quote? Because I feel like customers, like that's a great option, but can you go on there and like on the widget itself, can you put like, hey, iPhone X screen replacement in it, and the price will actually be there, and then they can book.
So the reason you don't want, and I get that, we get that question a lot. There's a reason why we don't do that, right? CPR doesn't do that. YouBreak, iFix doesn't do that. That everyone in the industry knows the funnel. This is the funnel. Everyone uses it. We just wrote a script for it and do it better. You know what I mean? But the reason you want to do this way is because you're exchanging value, right? This person is now, like you'll see people do a form for a price, right? The purpose of that is to get the lead. If you don't get the lead first, they make a decision in their head, you get nothing, right? So for instance, yeah, it's going to inconvenience some people, but numbers do prove that this will generate more leads for you than you're getting if you just list the price. Unless you have a really low price, you know what I mean? And that's like, you can do that model as well. But this allows you, Josh, when you're slow, you could just call me up and you could say, hey, Corey, this is Josh from iDropped. Is that what it is? iDropped or DropFix?
Dropped Mobile.
Dropped Mobile. This is Corey from Josh from Drop Mobile. I see you submitted a quote for a Galaxy S9 Plus screen. Do you have any questions? Anything I can help you with? And you can throw in that outbound call if you need to. You know what I'm saying?
What's something like that roughly cost to put together, though? I mean, we can talk later.
We put this on people's site for a $149 setup fee and $19.99 a month. Like $19.99. It's dirt cheap. I want to give this away to everybody. And again, this goes back, like Alex knows how much money, just time and money Matt put into building this. And I'm giving it away to everyone for dirt cheap because I know that once people start doing this, they're going to do more business with me. You know what I mean? Just like I recommend everyone should do is do like you guys see me giving away free graphics. You know, there's a reason why we're one of the leading marketing agencies in the industry, if not the leader, right? Because
no, I'd agree.
This is something that's integrated or going to be integrated with Repair Desk.
It already is integrated with Repair Desk. It does work now, but we are working with Usman. I'm not taking care of that. Matt is, but I think they're working out a way to make it better. Maybe Usman can comment on that.
I got you.
I believe one of the things which repair stores don't do right now, they're using multiple platforms. One platform for using appointment, one for marketing, one for payments, and all of these platforms doesn't talk to each other. So I've seen that a lot of websites, a lot of repair stores which have really cool website, but there's no appointment widget over there. So an appointment option always, so if you are a customer, you will always like to see, how much they charge or if they provide this service or not. If I was running this if I was running a repair store, what I would do is I'll definitely post my prices online, but I will say, if you book online, right, and you pay for it right now, I'll give you $20 discount. So I have a confirmed appointment. So there are multiple ways to do it. It's up to you how to do it, but I would definitely recommend checking out RepairLift, because $99 or $149 is not a lot of cost. And if you can even get 5 or 10 leads out of it in a month, that pays for it. So in business, it's a no-brainer.
So and can I just quickly comment on what you just said there? So I totally agree with Usman. I think doing appointments is a really good thing to do. I can talk about sales theories for hours, and I'm not gonna. But what I figured out is that I think what I like to do and what I would want everyone to do. Currently, we can't help with this because this only goes as far as giving the instant quote. But I think Repair Desk does have an appointment feature. I think there's a number of different things you can use to book appointments. And what I would do is, look, you've gotten this guy to give you his information for a quote. Why not change this message to say, hey, to save another $10, just book online right here. That makes it even easier for him, but you already got the lead. You didn't scare him away by asking him to pay right away and book an appointment right away. You gently got him in there, and now you're offering him a better deal if he closes right away.
We do that with literally every quote that comes in. Come in the next 7 days, you get $10 off your repair, and that is the killer right there. And the other thing about like this widget, but any other thing, is we see so many people trying to get quotes at such odd hours of the night that it automatically takes care of them. They want to know how much it costs to fix their iPhone 7 screen at 3 a.m. They already have an answer, and they got that $10 incentive, so it's a no-brainer.
That alone's worth it to me.
Yeah. So and I shoot, where was this? Sorry guys, I'm gonna stop sharing for 1 sec so I can pull up these screenshots, and then I don't want to take up too much more time, but I think this is going to be the exciting part. Is I'm going to show you guys like how this pairs up with Google Ads. Okay, because nobody's advertising on Google right now because most people think that they can't. There are ways around. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Just give me 1 second here to pull this up. Downloads.
Also, so as far as phone sales, I know this is a little bit off subject, but as far as phone sales go compared to Repair Desk to my website, is there a way we can link that to where, like, when we buy an iPhone 6s for say, that it will automatically populate on my website?
Yes, sir, you can.
You can?
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that.
We'll talk about it offline, but we have an integration with WooCommerce. So whatever inventory you have in your POS, you can automate that process. Whenever you add it to Repair Desk, it goes to your online store. A lot of stores owners are using it successfully. Obviously, setting it up is slightly technical, but we provide all the backend support to help that, to provide you for that. Okay.
Is there like a YouTube video for that or something that Sean put together?
Yes, we do have a video. I'll share a link with you after the webinar, and we'll help you set it up as well.
Sweet, thank you.
Okay, so Corey, did you find the screenshot or?
Yeah, it's still pulling up. I had it. I'm not sure where it went, so it's just still pulling up right now. One other thing I can get into quickly as well is this here. So I'll just share this before I get into Google Ads. This is a checklist of what every store should be doing. Okay, you should do all of this stuff.
You need to. Okay, we can see your screen. Okay.
Yeah. So this is something that everyone should be doing. I'm not saying this is going to guarantee success, but what it will do is it's pretty much going to guarantee that you're doing everything in your power to maximize your lead flow. You still have to provide a good customer experience. You still got to provide a good service. There's a number of stuff you still got to work on your sales process, but this will keep people showing up. Okay, so for instance, website maintenance. So new models, instantly when they come out, add it to your site. I did a video, you guys can go check in the groups. You can check on the RepairLift page the other day, showing how, in certain cities, if you type in iPhone 11 repair, it will only show CPRs or uBreak, iFix, Google My Business listing. it won't show anybody else's because no one else has uploaded any models. I'm not saying that's going to be the for sure thing. There's a number of variables, but that will definitely help, right? Google Ads, right? It is blocked right now. Yes. Do not use the word repair in the ad or on the landing page, and you should be good. This is your killer. This is what's going to change things for you instantly. Okay. Google Ads, people are already searching for it. Okay, here we go. So I got them open. Okay, yeah. So this is one that spent $575 on Google over the last 7 days. Okay, so slightly less than $100 a day. And then here's what we have here. So can I zoom? I can't really. Can you guys read that? Can you guys see that? Okay, so what this is this is 32 calls from ads. So this is these are just different types of call conversions that we track because they come from different places. So for $500, this guy generated 67 plus 32. I believe that's 99 phone calls. There is a little bit of a repeat rate on here, so this isn't 100% new leads, but 100 or 99 plus another 6 calls for call tracking metrics. That is 105 phone calls. Plus, look at this, 59 of those quotes that I just showed you, just from Google Ads for $575. You know what I mean? And that's why I say, like, I don't know how people aren't doing this, right? So I think that's $106 or $575. I said. 575 divided by 164 leads. That's roughly $3.50 a lead, man. If you're getting a $10 lead from Google, you're still making money. There's so much buying intent. They're searching for your service, right? So, and especially with computer repair, like this, there's nobody, there's not nobody with computer repair, but there's way less competition for computer repair. So like Josh said, the first thing I do when I come to a new store is, what are you doing? You selling devices? No. Okay, well, let's talk about that. You doing computer repair? Let's talk about that. Oh, I can't do computer repair. Well, you could do MacBook repair. Can you do MacBook? Yeah, we could do that. All right, well, let's just push that right there. That's a big one. It looks like we got okay, that's not for me. But yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to show you guys here, is that Google Ads is a really good way to do it. And then I can quickly just jump back to that checklist. SEO, okay, is really important because I know there's a block on Google. I know the auction on Facebook is really cheap right now. People aren't bidding on it. There's so many major companies that are out right now because they're closed. It's going to get more expensive. It's only a matter of time. But that's going to happen anyway, COVID or not. So what people do, and Alex knows a lot about this, is have good SEO. As you get more organic leads that you're not paying per click for, that drives your cost per lead down when you factor in your total number of leads versus your total amount spent, right? So SEO is the best long-term investment for repairs, okay? Facebook ads for selling devices, okay? People go on impulse. If you can advertise that you have payment options, financing options, do it. You know what I mean? People want to buy devices. It's really cheap to get messages. Like, it's so cheap to get people to buy devices. The problem is people aren't good at selling through text. So if you're going to do this, you as the owner should write the scripts. I have some scripts as well that I've started to give out to my clients. But you should write some scripts, see what works for you, and then put it in an SOP and give it to your employees. Because the reason Facebook ads doesn't work for guys that have multiple locations a lot of times, because they care. They'll answer. They'll make sure they sell the device. But once you start delegating to 6, 7 different store managers who aren't properly trained on that, there's going to be a lot of missed opportunity. Right? And then obviously all of this stuff for SEO here, you can go back and pause it and look through all this: blog posting, NAP citation, backlink management, content creation, got to be posting on social media, Google My Business, store signage. Alex, what did you learn by putting that stuff on the ground? Even after COVID, you can now direct traffic around your store however you want.
Right? Yeah. Another good plug for Repair Lift is when people call with marketing ideas, or when Google calls you and they want to talk about your AdWords account, I just direct them to you guys.
Oh, dude. And then we don't even talk to them, because I always talk to them and it's always the same thing. It's somebody trying to make you spend more unnecessary money.
I got a guy. He's a little bit smarter than you, so talk to him. PR outreach, right? PR outreach, what we talked about before, like the mass thing. I think somebody mentioned it. It was probably Alex. It might have been somebody else, about getting the news in there whenever you can. Local partnerships. A lot of guys don't do any sort of local partnerships. You know what I mean? Like offering other businesses like an employee discount or something like that to insure the business. There's so many, and
Well,
trades.
I'll let Alex jump into this in just a second because I know he does a bunch of this stuff, and I think it's something we could add. Like he mentioned hospitals, all that stuff. But the other thing is you got to be doing like set up an email drip. So people are coming in. A lot of this stuff takes setup work, but it's not that hard. You know, yeah, you got to write 10 emails at once. It's gonna take you an afternoon. You got to integrate Repair. I don't even think if you're using Repair Desk, I'm pretty sure you guys automatically do this. All you have to do is write the content, right?
Right.
And then even customer surveys, follow-up, stay in front of these people because it'll, as you're adding more leads and centralizing them, right? So you use the widget, add it all to a centralized system like Repair Desk, and then that widget or that list will always be updating. So it'll keep getting bigger. You're always sending emails out. You're getting more and more breadcrumbs, right? And then just making sure that you're, you know, managing your leads first obviously is important. If you're looking at KPIs, total leads, total tickets, ticket value, you can find out where your problems are. And then obviously responding to Google reviews, right? And you know, I'm sure all of you guys do something like this: Google reviews, 1 to 4 star handling. You probably have a system to do it. I'm not sure how many have SOPs. That's another thing. Make an SOP for this so you don't have to do it. You can free up your time. And that's why like RepairLift exists, is because I can come in and all of this stuff is covered under our Advantage package. I think it's $18.99 a month, less than the cost of a full-time marketing employee. And I have workflows for every single line item here. You know what I mean? Like everybody, like our Google Ads team does this, our Facebook Ads team does this, content and SEO team do this. You get a marketing liaison. So you get access to a whole team for less than the cost of an employee. And a freelancer is going to be like pretty good at some of this stuff. But by me having teams, I have the best people in the repair industry under every single one of these categories. So if you're using one of these packages, you can't really compete with, you can't compete against it, you know, unless you have a huge budget. But and I don't want to get into any more. Hopefully that gives a lot of information quickly. I know you've been trying to keep this short, but yeah, definitely go back, look at this list, and make sure that you guys are doing all of this stuff, because it'll be a lot harder for you to fail if you're making sure that you're touching all these bases. All right.
Usman, you're muted.
Yep. So Corey, if anyone wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way to reach out to you? Just send your message directly on Facebook?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Email Oliver at RepairLift. Email marketing at RepairLift. You can message our RepairLift Facebook page directly. Please don't message me personally, man. I'm trying to get away from that. And Usman, you probably know exactly what I mean. Your inbox is like, you know, and that's why we have customer service teams, because I want to provide a good experience, and I don't have time to answer everyone's questions all the time. So,
okay.
Yeah, just let us know.
I want to get back to local contracts you mentioned. So how many of you do B2B repairs and you have contracts with schools, insurance companies, hospitals, and how important do you think it is for your business continuous revenue stream?
I can jump in. So yeah, we do a lot of business to business. We don't have any contracts with schools or the hospitals because they're so big, but we are faster than their IT department and cheaper. So we get a lot of referral business from that, but we do have a lot of contracts with plumbing companies, electrical companies, where their technicians are going out in the field with iPads. So we do a lot of iPad repairs. The local cleaners down the street, where we do all their repair. We do the dentist office, we do all their repair, Toyota dealership. And these were all leads that came about by them coming in for their personal devices. And me, you know, when we get their information, they give me a business email and I go, hey, so what are you guys doing about tech support for your business or tech repair when something at your business? And that's how that conversation happens, is usually by the email that they give me. But yeah, that's been huge, you know, because those places never shut down. That's, I think, a big part that kept us busy during this COVID pandemic.
That's amazing, man. That's really amazing. And do you have like, honestly, and I'm going to release something as well very shortly. That's going to show a lot of people about this, but what I really wanted people to start doing is hiring outbound sales team. Go yourself, learn a script, put a script together, put a CRM together, put a system together, and just hire people to call these local businesses. Because you don't just have to service people in your city. You can, but you could service people statewide. You know, The better the sales team you get, the bigger the contracts you're going to get. And it's B2B.
Yeah.
So that just stabilizes your company,
So-
just like what Alex said. When something like this happens, you're solid still.
That's another thing is like we partnered with 3 different data recovery companies, 2 local and 1 through Matt, who they're down, I think, in Orlando. But those 2 local data recovery companies, one Secure Data, the other one, I can't remember the name of them, to be honest with you, but they send us a lot of people. Like for the tier 3 data recovery that we can't do, you know, they show up on our Google listing, we show up on their Google listing. So it's like a two birds, one stone type thing. If people accidentally call them for something that we can do, they'll refer back to us. If somebody calls us for something that needs to be tier 3 data recovery, they'll send back. So those types of partnerships are also beneficial too within the industry.
Yeah,
Since we are already, I believe we have 5 to 10 minutes. So let's try to wrap up the conversation. I'm really enjoying, and perhaps we'll do a follow-up session. One thing I want to ask from all of you guys is just to get your input on where do you think the industry is heading in next 2 to 3 years? Because I've seen a lot of repair stores who are scared that Apple is gonna do something. What are your thoughts about where the industry is, heading, and how or what you can do to make your business recession-proof?
So I want to give a quick plug to Benjamin Rosso, because he said something the other day. He said the marketplace can't put you out of business. Only you can put yourself out of business if you don't adjust to the marketplace. I think this industry is full of people who have adapted year over year after crazy problem after crazy problem. I think one thing people need to focus on, I'm sure Brandon, Josh, Alex, everyone's going to touch on this, is selling phones. Because when you're selling phones and you're selling a protection plan or a warranty, you're pre-selling the repair. And a lot of people are doing that, which means that there's going to be less repairs because they're going to go back to the place they bought it from. You know what I mean? And I think that's why you see a lot of these big moves being made, from a lot of big players in this industry, is because that is the way to go about doing this. You know what I mean? And then you get the repair, the guy's coming back, you could put them into a new phone, you could put them into new protection, whatever the hell you need to do, So that's my thoughts.
I mean, I think in the next couple of years with the industry, I mean, I really think it is going to get a little bit more cutthroat. I think the good's you're gonna have to adapt, like Corey said. I mean, that's just every year, though. I mean, things change, things get more expensive. But I also think with that, back in 5 years ago, 6 years ago, AT&T, Verizon, they all gave away these phones, right? They weren't. You didn't pay $1,000 for the phone. You did, but it was tied into the contract, right? Now they have next plans, which is $30 a month. The customer understands that the phone is actually worth that much money. So I feel like as industry advances as well, people are more adapting to the price of the $300 screens, the $200 screens, rather than, oh, I paid $20 for this phone, with an upgrade.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think that I've seen that the financing is something that is going to be huge. A lot of companies don't offer and have no idea even who to reach out to. Right now we have 2 companies, Progressive and SmartPay, that we go through, and honestly I think that is what put us over that plateau. At first we were trying to focus on straight cash sales, and to be honest, we get paid within like 2 days. I know Josh was saying about selling MacBooks and stuff. That's something that we're actually looking to do. I should be acquiring a computer store near us to be able to start, offering computer repairs and sales as well. So, I think a lot of the companies that I've seen that haven't done so well are so focused on repairs and thinking that, hey, this is where I started, this is where I need to stay. And selling phones is where the game's going, and maybe going e-commerce. We're starting to amp up our website and start selling e-commerce stuff on our website, as well as accessories and stuff. Not only phones, but headphones and everything that you can think of, because we're so focused on this little market around us, and online sales is where what's gonna put us over that curve, because you can pretty much sell all over the world. So that's something that we're looking to do pretty soon.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. I think Usman actually, you have a system for that, right? An add-in for Repair Desk that puts a software like that on somebody's site.
Correct. So thank you so much, Josh, Corey, and Brendan for adding, where the industry is heading. I believe one thing which is also getting traction is on-site repairs because of COVID-19, where you go there, you go to the customer place and you pick up the device and then you bring it to your store or you repair over there. So this is one of the trend which is picking up. Another trend which we have seen picking up is companies offering smart home device installation. We feel that stores that don't offer that service, they leave money on the table because it's a no-brainer. It's not very difficult to set up, and you can easily make $100, $80. There are websites like HelloTech where you can register and get leads from there. Obviously, the residual is low, but I believe repair industry in itself is a hugely underserved niche, and if anyone who is organized knows how to it, and most of the businesses are still offline. So if you can have a great online presence and provide an omni-channel experience where if they go to your website, if they come to your store, and using all the data which you capture in your CRM and just telling people that what kind of services you offer will help you move forward in the business. Let's
automate by doing a lot of that stuff and taking care of a lot of it stuff that way. You're doing less, right? Well, that's why you find there's a lot of guys in this business that have 1 or 2 stores, and by automating a lot of this stuff, you have time now. You can work on needle moving activities. You know what I mean? And I think that's a great point, especially if you're already using Repair Desk. You know what I mean? Like, I would charge you a lot of money to build you an e-commerce site, right? But if you're already using Repair Desk, you launch that up there, that just adds another channel. It's almost like, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? It seems to me to be a no-brainer at all. And a really good example, I bought an iPhone 10 last week off my buddy in St. John, New Brunswick, because who do I buy off? You know what I mean? I have so many friends in the industry, right? But this is a good friend of mine. I go to hockey tournaments with him, so he shipped it to me, right? So I just made a quick video, and I said, hey, these guys are shipping all across Canada. And he's got a bunch of messages from guys in Toronto and stuff saying, hey, you guys shipping? Do you have a website? He doesn't have e-commerce set up, but it's there. You know what I mean? People will buy online. They don't really care where it's coming from, especially right now. As long as they're getting a good deal on it. The biggest thing is trust, especially with buybacks online and sales online, especially with buybacks. If you find you're shipping, printing a lot of labels, people aren't sending you the devices, call them, add a call, because that's what people don't want to do is they get worried last second. You know what I mean? Am I going to ship my device to Josh? Who's Josh? Who's Brandon? Who's Alex? I've never heard of these guys. Are they going to pay me? That quick call will help out.
Yep. So one of the question asked by Justin is, what processes do you use to find new technicians? I believe that's one of the toughest. It's very hard to find good technicians. Would you like to share, what do you guys do to find and train?
Yeah, so we just, we just hired somebody through different methods, but normally, and I put this in the chat too, we use like Indeed to weed out. We'll put in specifically what we're looking for, but really for a technician, it's always worked best to just get somebody who has the customer service skills that I can talk to, that knows how to relate to people, and then I will teach them how to fix anything. I can't teach you how to be a decent human being and empathize with customers, but I can teach you how to repair everything. So that's like the biggest key for me is finding somebody who has that empathy, who can relate to customers, and we use Indeed for that. It's free. We put up a post. It automatically siphons through the people who don't even meet the minimum requirements. You at least need to know the basics.
And you have a good job ad template, right? Like you run the same system every time you want to hire.
Every single time I have the same template, yeah. And it's gotten me quality people, and we stick with it.
I think my best I think my best technician, actually, like he said, came from someone that I met from the gym, and dude, super cool guy, had tons of energy, knew nothing about phones. Taught him from the ground up, and honestly is the best technician that I've ever had. the least amount of errors. The guys that I trained that knew everything are the ones that I had the most issues with. So to be honest, it's a hard thing just to hire someone straight off the streets that know everything and everything's perfect, because the way that you repair may be different than someone, the way they learned. So I think focusing on someone that has the sales experience and the customer service, you can teach them how to repair something. So
I mean, I would touch on not hiring, rather than how you hire, because you guys touched all those bases. That's exactly what I would have said. Rather than that, just not hire on the buddy system, and definitely do not even post on Facebook, because all you're going to get is a bunch of random people like, hey, how much are you going to pay? If the only
it's harder to fire as well, because you know them. You want to support them. So if they suck, you're like, well, fuck. Or
hire and fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It sucks, but.
Yeah. And I think, I think pretty much like to make that actionable insight, Justin, I think, I don't hire technicians, but I do hire a lot of people, and I was always bad at it. I couldn't have a team. And then I learned a lot from Alex's partner, Matt, on how to build that team. And a lot of that is just processes and knowing who to look for. Once you know what you're hiring for, it becomes a lot easier. So I think everyone here agrees, you hire for personality, and then you train the actual technical skills there. And then once you know that's what you're looking for, it'll become easier to sort through the people you're talking to, because you're prioritizing certain things over others.
That comes with experience.
All right. I believe we are coming to the end of the session. We have already exceeded, 14 minutes. Do we have any other questions which we would like to answer? So Justin also asked about the referral process. I believe we touched a little bit on that, but if anyone wants to talk about if they have a referral program in place, that would be cool.
A what?
Yeah, what?
A referral program.
Oh, referral. I mean, we don't really have a referral program. Basically as if, you come in and you say something like, hey, my friend referred me, I might give you $5-10 off if you leave me a Google review, and I think, the Google review, that's where we get most of our customers, man. If they're a walk-in, it's going to be Google or Facebook. So.
Yeah. And I think that I was talking to a guy about this, and I hope he doesn't get mad at me for talking about this, but I don't think he will. Brian Ahern at Repairs First. I believe he was one of the initial founders of CPR. But I used to do business with Brian at a company he worked at called Phone Medic. I did business with Brian for a really long time when I was selling parts. And he tracks a lot of data, right? To the point where he's got stuff on the door tracking door swings, right? And one of the things Brian told me was that about 80% of all the business that they ever got was from referrals, so I don't think you need a referral program. I think what you need to do is just nail customer service, provide the best customer experience you can, and people are just going to always come back. They're always going to tell people, and I think that's your referral program.
You're building value into your business rather than, you don't want that cheap customer anyways. Let's be honest here.
Exactly.
So build value into your clientele, and then the rest is history for you, so.
Yeah, so a big thing for us with the referrals is like I joined a BNI, which is like a business networking group that meets once a week. And we keep track of all of that. When a customer comes in, we ask, how'd you hear about us? And if they mention certain triggers, we know to, basically that person spent extra time and picked us over everybody else. If BNI sent them, we know they spoke with somebody we already know that referred us and they trusted them to come to us. A lot of people, I think you just mentioned it a minute ago where you said, Google reviews are huge. People will come to us because they'll say like, oh, you guys have the most and best Google reviews. That's why I'm here.
What do you guys have right now?
We're only at like 200. But in our community, that's a lot, it's it's all 5-star, and it's all legitimate reviews. We're not paying anybody for reviews, but also we did spend a lot of time, building those and getting those, and we would try to respond to them. And we'll do the same thing. We'll offer people $10 off, how'd you hear about us? Yeah, let's give you that $10 discount. They'll come in and say, you emailed me and you said I can get $10 off. Yeah, no problem. We'll take care of that. We'll give you that $10 off.
And a lot of people probably don't even ask you for that $10 either, right?
Really, they don't. I mean, it's a big. I would say it's like 75% of people don't really even ask for it.
I think
So
something
we
that.
got.
Oh, okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead,
I
Brandon.
think something that a lot of repair stores need to realize is that price isn't king. I mean, quality is really king. We have a lot of repair stores next to us that do all iPhone repairs, $40 under iPhone X, and we don't even try to compete with it. I mean, a lot of people are trying to compete, and they pretty much do a ride to the bottom kind of thing. Our customer service is so much better than everyone else. Even if we are able to quote them and they're like, oh, someone has it cheaper, 95% of the time, they still get it repaired by us. The price isn't really the deciding factor when quality is, when we compare the quality. So
couldn't agree more.
So we got Tim back, and Brian has also joined us from the UK. So thank you so much for joining, and Brian. Tim, your final thoughts on where do you think the industry is heading in next 2 to 3 years? What does 411 cell you talked about does? And Brian, then if anything you would like to add or ask would be great.
Yeah, sorry about that. We got a bad storm over here, so internet connection was pretty bad on and off. So, but yeah, I mean to talk about where it's heading, I mean I don't think anything's gonna pretty much change much. You guys all mentioned a lot of things. Customer service is important. Networking between everybody is super important. And I think if you win over your community, that's the number one goal. I mean, just I'm sure there's a lot of community group pages in your area on Facebook and stuff like that. Winning over those groups are important, and just customer service. So that's what it's all about. How you answer the phone call. How you address the customer. I mean, treat it like it's your own family member. I mean, everybody knows that, but you gotta recognize that. So I see the industry changing a little bit, but for the better for us, and as long as we keep taking care of customers, we'll be fine. On the 441 cell supply stuff, if you guys need accessories, it's not, none of the stuff's name brand. It's all off brand stuff, all stuff from China and stuff like that. But you guys can go onto the website, check it out, get some really good pricing on there. You can log in, see all the prices that you want. It's very competitive prices. We've been in the industry for 14 years doing this. So just log in, create your own account, and you can message me on Facebook, LinkedIn, anything. If you guys have any questions, we're glad to help.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to hit you up, Tim, shortly after this call, because I think he's watching right now. One of my sales director, Oliver, he's, there's a lot of, I think, because you guys got a lot of franchisees, I think he talks to them. So I'm going to shoot you a message, and maybe we can jump on a call.
Good, man. Yeah, it's always good to network, man. Appreciate that.
Brian, would you like to add anything on how's the COVID situation in your area?
Yeah, so hello everybody, I'm Brian from iStation. We're Apple Repair Centre in the UK. We're a B2B authorised Apple Repair Centre. We're not authorised for warranty repairs, but that is something we're looking at. So we specialise in only Apple products. We don't do anything else. For us, we've been closed down since 24th of March. We're just starting now to, in the last couple of weeks, starting to do pre-book drop-in repairs. So the UK government basically shut everything that was non-essential, and we were classed as non-essential. But we moved over to Repair Desk from our own custom-built system. We moved over in December last year. And the system's been great for us, especially in the last few weeks where we've been sort of trying to put the business back together. It's helped with the drop-in repairs and the mail-in repairs and all that kind of stuff. And we're putting together a lot of the integrations, the WooCommerce integration, the widgets and all those kind of things to kind of give the business a bit more of a kickstart when we come back. Just like to echo a few things that Brandon and Alex said, that from our point of view, we're not the cheapest repair center in the area. We're all about the customer service and how the customer perceives us. You know, it's all about the front end. When the customer rings us, the menu systems on the phone, who they get through to, how they talk, the information they give them. You know, in our business, customer is king, and if you don't treat them like that, then you know they're going to go somewhere else. So, you know, that's kind of from our point of view in the UK. That's where we're heading, and Repairdesk has helped us doing that, really.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for taking your time out. It was a pleasure talking to all of you, and we're going to upload it on Facebook as well. And I hope this was useful for the rest of the community, and hopefully we'll come up with more sessions which will help other repair store owners. Stay safe, stay happy, and keep using Repairdesk. Thank you so much.